Okay guys, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go ahead and smooth out the trigger on this Gen 4 Glock 19. I'm going to smooth it out a little bit. And some of you may have already seen me do this because I do have a detailed video up on how to do the 25-cent trigger job. And I probably have one or two of those videos up with a lot of detail and much more closer shots than this. But for today I'm just going to go ahead and do this in front of the camera. It's just something that I needed to do to this Gen 4 Glock 19, which, by the way, is an awesome gun. So basically I'm going to have to go ahead and strip this whole thing down. Just pretty much the way I have in my detailed videos. I have a HD video up on how to detail strip a Glock, and you can look at that if you'd like to. Find it on my channel. So we're going to have to get these pieces out because you're going to want this safety plunger right here, and we're going to have to do some work to that. That's why the extractor has to come out. We're not going to do anything to the extractor, or the firing pin for that matter. I'm going to go ahead and take down the frame of the gun here. Take the locking block out here. Slide stop lever, and of course the trigger group housing. So yeah guys, this stuff will really improve how the trigger feels on your Glock, without a doubt. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get these off of the spring sometimes, just because of the way that the spring is, and I don't want to break it. But spring always goes like an S. When it's in this position, your spring is always like an S. Top loop like this, and the bottom one coming around. So hopefully that'll help you. You have to clean some of these parts because they are just a tad bit dirty. So basically where I'm going to be polishing is I'm just going to polish all along here, and I'm just going to do it evenly along the whole surface. What I'm going to use here is some Flitz polish. You can use Mother's Mag Wheel polish, or really any type of polish that you would like. It's not really going to make a difference. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get some on a microfiber cloth here, and I'm going to start to work this around on the piece. And you can use a Dremel, just be careful with the Dremel. See the black coming off? That's a real light bit of metal. As this polishes, you'll see this black come off. It's just ever so slightly taking off any dirt and debris and just polishing that metal. And I want to try to get this pretty mirror polished if I can, all these parts. And there it is. That's all we're looking for. So you don't have to really go, you don't have to go too hardcore on this stuff. I'm going to do the safety plunger next. I'm going to do the head of this right here. I'm going to wipe off any excess dirt there, but we want to get that nice and smoothly polished as well. Just right there on the flat, on the other side of the spring, on the face of it, the part that protrudes from the bottom of the slide like that. Get this as smooth as possible. This is where metal parts are contacted by other metal parts. So that's what we want to smooth. That's the goal. Okay guys, and there's that part, that's completed. Safety part. Okay, so next I'm going to work on the rear of the trigger bar right here. Right inside here, on the inside. Right there, that's what rubs along the connector. That's an important one to smooth out. Doesn't take a whole lot to do this, guys. It's probably going to be best if you use a Q-tip in here, but I'm going to go ahead and just do it like this, but it's going to be much easier if you get in there with a Q-tip. But I can't get as much force with a Q-tip as I can by hand. Okay guys, you can definitely see a change there now. Right in here. Now I'm going to work on the top right here on this portion. I'm going to go ahead and just smooth that whole piece. Really what we are focusing on here on this part is mainly we are focusing on this little tail right here that comes up. On this piece right here. Focusing on that little lip that comes up there. But I'm going to go ahead and just polish the whole piece there, just so it's uniform. And plus, when I'm doing this by hand, it's kind of all going to get hit anyway. So I just go ahead and polish that out myself, even though the whole piece doesn't need to be. It's just going to look better, and I'm going to end up hitting the other areas anyway with my hands. Yeah, I can definitely see and feel a big difference right now. And that's definitely good enough. No need to go any further than that. There's a little bit of residue on there still. Some of it got underneath, and that's okay. There it is now. That part's done. Now we're going to go up here and work on this a little bit. I'm also going to polish this bump. I very much dislike the trigger bar bump that they started putting on these Gen 4s right there where my thumb is. But something that I got to live with, or I could grind it down. So I'm going to polish on that a little bit, and then on the tip up here. And that should be about it. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Sometimes when I do a video, sometimes I'll miss things, guys. So if I do miss a part, that's why, because kind of paying attention to the video and trying to do all this at the same time. But I think so far I've got pretty much everything that I need to get. Well, that actually looks really good. Look at that, guys. Look at the bump on there. Beautiful. Now I'm just getting the top of this, the very top, the peak. It's going to hit the bottom of the safety plunger when this is in the slide. It's really not going to see nothing up on the tip of that. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I didn't miss anything, forget any parts, and I'm going to reassemble the gun, and we will see how the trigger feels. Okay guys, I have the Glock assembled again, and I have not pulled the trigger yet. So I'm going to see what it feels like. I'm going to see how much of a difference I can tell. And here I go. Yes. Not lighter, but smoother. Definitely. Still, you know what, guys, I got to be honest with you. And while I love the Gen 4, and it fits me better than any Glock ever because of having that large back strap, for me personally, it fits me better. The trigger on these guns are just not up to par for me with the Gen 3s. And the reason, one of the main reasons for that, I believe, is that bump on the trigger bar that never used to be there with the older Glocks, Gen 3 on down. I can feel a difference. I can definitely feel a difference though in that trigger, and that's what I was looking for. It's not something that that makes it any lighter. All it does is it just smooths it out. Alright guys, there you go. This is the H4T, the Gen 4 Glock 19, and I am out.